of exactly what you would call a late bloomer. I had braces, my hair was this enormous, but like down to here. And I was going through this phase where I was paranoid I was squinting too much in pictures. So I would open them, I would overcompensate. So like 4 yearbook pictures are like, so as you can probably guess, I was not a hit with the guys. But all of a sudden, all of my friends kind of were. I don't really know what happened, but everybody would come back from cruises with a story about how they, had a boyfriend for a week, or everyone went to camp. It turns out camp is just a word for a lovely garden where there's boys with nothing to do but have crushes on you. And my friend Maddie and I were like, is male attention a thing that we're all getting now? How are you doing that? So we tried to play cool. We were too busy making reenactments of every Harry Potter novel to care. But we obviously cared. How do you not care? It's we woke up one day and everybody had decided to start growing up and didn't tell us. And we had no idea how to join them. Which is why we decided to lie about it. While I was on vacation with her family in Ocean City, New Jersey, and we're from the Midwest, so that's a whole world away, we kind of thought to ourselves we could have a story too. Nobody else, it doesn't hurt anybody if we tell them that we met guys on the beach. And we don't even know if they're telling the truth too. So we began to dedicate ourselves to this elaborate fantasy, and it starts in an ice cream shop. And I still get really giggly when I think about it. I'm 10, I just saw my first Backstreet Boys music video. So we go in the ice cream shop, I get mint chocolate chips, she gets fudge twirl. We're too busy to notice these guys serving us ice cream. We go, we sit down, eating our ice cream, and I feel this tap on my shoulder. And it's one of the ice cream boys. He's tall, and he's that shaggy high school boy hair, freckles. And he goes, "Hey, I like your Pokemon t-shirt." And he must have, hung out with, the girl that he was into. But that's ridiculous. That was our big opener to the story. That we really wanted to brag about this story to our friends. And the best that we could come up with, in a whole week of dedication, was, "Hey, I like your Pokemon t-shirt." But, I had to be really coy about it. "Oh, yeah, thanks. I got it off eBay." And because we don't know how to flirt, obviously the conversation just cuts right to the chase, and he asks us to meet him at an amusement park with his friend. And we do, and it's just a montage of the most stereotypical amusement park date you could imagine. Matt and Jake, those were their names, from the Midwest, okay? They buy us cotton candy, and Matt wins Maddie the stuffed dolphin, and Jake and I go on a Ferris wheel and talk about Pikachu. And then, we walk on the sand at night, and Jake and I find a abandoned lifeguard station. And he puts his arm around me, and "Oh, the stars, they're so beautiful." "No, you're beautiful." You just have to, right? And then he kisses me, which is really the end of the story, because we didn't really know what happens at all. And that's it. That's the end that we could tell our friends, this incredibly chaste and simple fantasy, which is why when we were telling them, nobody cared, even in the slightest. And so everyone's wondering right now how old I was when this happened. You're 14, 17. I told you I was a late bloomer when I started. 17 years old, nobody cared. But it's okay. Eventually we started to grow up, join the human race. Late bloomers bloom with a lot of patience. But Jake and that story, my imaginary day boyfriend, it's always this innocent symbol of what I thought love was going to be, It's finding a picture you drew in kindergarten about like who you thought you were gonna be when you grew up. It's not real. It's like a moose in space, and it's like totally not even what you would want now, but like it makes you smile. So like guys now bought me flowers, or we've even been to Paris, and it's real. I swear I'm not lying about that one. But Jake and I, we're always a Pokemon.